if you are going to be using blocks, you can place them up near the front corners of your mat. Grab a towel or a blanket and you'll roll it up so you have kind of a thin bolster. This is 2 towels together, which is the thickness I like. You'll just roll that up and place that off to the side. We'll use that later. And then you'll come to sit. You can sit directly on your heels or in Sukhasana with the shins crossed. Okay, and then you'll bring your hands to the back of the skull. Press quite firmly with all of your fingertips so you feel the thumb side of the hand pressing quite well into the lower skull. And then open your elbows wide without popping your low front ribs forward. So they're soft in the body, elbows wide. And then close your eyes or keep your gaze downwards. And then as you press the fingertips into the back of the skull, press the skull back into the fingertips. Each time you breathe in, light up the back of the skull. Widen the elbows, and then you'll exhale, go even wider in the elbows and see if you feel an opening across the collarbones. Take 2 more breaths like that. Calm breath in, inflate the armpits, the elbows go wider, and exhale even wider as you empty the lungs. 1 more like this, lighting up the circuitry of the back of the skull, inhaling, wide armpits, wide elbows. And exhale, softly relax your tongue and your jaw. And then imagine magnets drawing your elbows wider and wider apart as you slowly start to straighten through your arms so they get wider across the chest. Good, and then have your palms face the floor and make your thumbs wider so much that you might feel even a pull at the skin in front of your pecs. Get wider and wider and wider, and as you do, maybe you grow taller and taller through the crown of the head. And then you'll turn the arms so that the palms are facing forward towards your camera, your computer. And then you'll slowly bring the hands together right in front of you with the elbows straight. Let the pressure of the palms be soft at first. Take a breath. And then as you firm up the pressure, notice how that sort of lights up the line of the arms. Maybe you straighten the elbows more. And then take an exhale. And then another breath in, press the hands even more firmly, pinky side especially. Wake up the arms, straighten them. And breathe out. And when you take your next inhale, imagine that the breath coming into the lungs is what lifts your arms up high. Keep your palms pressing as long as you can. Eventually, for most of us, especially at the start of class, it'll feel more comfortable to separate the hands. But imagine that your palms are pressing together. And what would that initiate along the line of the arms, the lines of the sides of the waist? Good, and then feel a lightness in your fingertips, a lightness in the tops of the lungs. And take 1 more breath. Imagine the palms are pressing, and as they do, the elbows get straighter. Good, and then nice and slow, you will press your palms together even if it means bending your elbows and lowering your arms a bit. And make the pressure really strong, straight elbows as possible as you retrace your steps back right in front of the heart. And then pull your pressed hands about 1/3 of the way to your heart and pause here. Press through the pinky side of the hand, go taller. And then you'll go in 2/3 of the way and press really firm, but keep the chest open. And then finally, all the way, thumbs to the heart center. And use your own thumbs to scrub up, yes, the front of the heart center, but meet that with the back of the heart lifting as well. Keep the pressure of the hands firm, but without gripping, and you'll soften the elbow tips down towards the floor. Okay, let's start here all together with an Om. Take a breath in. Okay, the next time you breathe in, again, the breath coming into the lungs is what floats the arms up and overhead. And then you'll exhale, just softly lower the arms by your sides. This time with pressed palms, breathe in, the breath sends the arms up, lungs full. And exhale, lower the arms. Once more like that, make the pressure of the hands firmer, breathe in. As you press the palms together, straighten the elbows more, lift the sides of the waist. And you'll exhale, float the arms back down. And then you'll flutter your eyes open and we'll meet in downward facing dog. I'll give you about 5 breaths to set up your down dog. Maybe you pedal through your feet. And then re-establish your breath if you lost it in that transition. Coming back to full inhales and exhales. Maybe playing with lighting up the back of the skull on your breath in so you sense the space behind the head. And getting longer in your spine as you breathe out. And then try this. This is something I learned from Patricia's workshop last week. In your downward facing dog, try drawing your sit bones towards your second toe mounds. Keep that feeling, but then also free up your tailbone at the same time. Try to do both of those actions at once. Taking one more breath. Light up the arms, light up the back skull. Okay, the next time you breathe in, you'll come forward to plank pose. Once you're there, come up high on your right fingertips. You'll exhale to step your right foot to the right thumb, lower the back knee. Breathe in, bring the hands behind the skull and lift your way up. Open the elbows wider as you exhale and twist to the right. And then imagine the magnets pulling the elbows wider as you slowly straighten through your arms. And then get really broad across your chest. Good. Push your right foot forward on the mat, your left shin back, and maybe that will help you revolve a little bit more. Good. One more breath. Reach through the thumb side of the hands and the arms. Keep this width. Imagine someone is tugging your right wrist up and back behind you as you hinge forward, left fingertips under the left shoulder. And then you'll twist a little more in the heart as you sweep your right arm alongside your right ear. Lower your right hand down, step the left foot forward, take a breath in, long in the spine. And you'll exhale, fold into your legs. Press your palms together, breathe in, come to chair pose. Strong pressure in the hands. Exhale, straighten the legs, press the palms even more as you straighten the arms more. And then you'll slowly float your left arm down by your side. Imagine your right hand is still pressing into the left and go taller. Good, now try to make your left waist as long as your right waist as you hinge forward and pull your own wrists in opposite directions. Left behind you, right in front of you, and get long. One more breath. Right hand, imagine it's pressing into the left hand. Good. Bend your knees and step your right leg back to a lunge. Keep the arms on the diagonal. And then you'll release your hands down and straighten through your left leg. You have about 3 breaths here. You could hold, or each inhale, bend the left knee. Each exhale, straighten the leg. 2 more breaths. One more. As you breathe in, bend your left knee. And then you'll exhale, step quietly back to plank. Try not to sway too much in your hips as you do so. Spin your heels to your right. Keep both hands pressing down firmly. Breathe in. And then keep this twist as you exhale. Bend your knees. They'll be pointing to the left. Push your seat towards your own heels. Take your left hand, grab your right rib cage, and pull your right ribs underneath you. Your right lung rolls underneath you. Then you'll sweep your left arm overhead and try to bring your heels closer to your seat. The next time you breathe in, you'll come right back, retrace your steps or twisted plank. You'll exhale, roll back onto the balls of the feet. And then slowly lower down. Take a whole breath to come down to the floor. Release your forehead down, and you'll bring your hands to the back of the skull. Feel the fingerprints on the back head. Lift your elbows up, make them wider, and then press your head up into the hands to float your way up. Elbows go wider as you straighten through the arms, but imagine your hands are still behind your head for feedback. Take another breath in, get wider across the wings of the arms. And then you'll exhale, plant your hands by the sides of the waist. Take a breath in and roll into any size cobra. You'll exhale with toes tucked, come back into downward facing dog. Pause here about 3 breaths. One more big breath. And then you'll come forward into plank pose with a nice long spine. Prop yourself high on the left fingertips. You'll exhale and step the left foot to the left thumb. Lower your back knee. Inhale, hands behind the skull. Lift the heart up, elbows wide. Pull them even wider as you exhale and twist to the left. And then the magnets draw your elbows away from one another as your arms can't help but straighten out to the sides. And then reach through the thumbs. Good. Try energetically pushing your left foot forward, your right shin back, and then revolve a little more. The eye of the belly still looks straight forward. Okay, imagine someone's tugging your left wrist up and back behind you as you hinge forward, right fingertips under the right shoulder. Sweep your left arm overhead. You'll breathe in, maybe you turn the heart a little bit more. And then you'll exhale, plant the left hand as you step your right foot forward. Take an inhale, long spine. Breathe out and fold, Uttanasana. Press your palms together, inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Press them together even more as you exhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, lift the low belly. Release your right arm down by your side. Press your left hand into the imaginary right hand and go taller. Good, and then get really long in your right waistline. It will want to shrink here as you forward fold halfway. Imagine someone pulling your right wrist back, your left wrist forward. Get maximally long on that diagonal. And then you'll slowly step your left leg back behind you to lunge as you reach more through the arms. Release your hands down, straighten your right leg, and then 3 breaths to hold or to flow with a bent and straight leg. 2 more. Last exhale. When you breathe in, bend your right knee. Exhale, step quietly to plank. Okay, breathe in, spin your heels to the left. You'll be in a revolved plank. As you exhale, bend your knees and push your seat back towards your heels. Good, you'll breathe in, grab your left ribs and draw them underneath you with the help of your right hand. Then you'll sweep your right arm overhead as you push your seat even closer to your heels. Good. Slowly come back to your revolved plank. Straighten the legs. Plant your right hand. You'll exhale, come back to a regular plank. And then you have a whole breath to lower to the floor. Complete inhale, a calm, patient exhale to come down. Fingertips behind the skull. Breathe in. Float the elbows up first, then the head follows into the pressure of the hands. This time, float your legs up. Open your arms out to the side. Reach through the thumbs more. Make them longer, arms longer and longer as they reach back behind you. Lift the arms higher and then draw them closer together. 1 more breath in. Make your legs longer through the big toes. And then you'll plant your hands, heavy the feet, and roll up to any size cobra. When you exhale, tuck your toes, passing through a child's pose on your way to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. High on the fingertips, exhale, step your right foot to the right thumb. Back knee down as you breathe in. This time, hook your thumbs, lift them up overhead. And then you'll exhale, get taller in the spine as you twist to the right. Open the arms to a T. Inhale, left fingertips to the floor under the shoulder. Exhale, right arm overhead by the ear and turn a bit more. Lower your right hand down, step your left foot forward, breathe in, flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, chair pose, press your palms together. Exhale, straighten the legs and stand very tall. Float the left arm down as you breathe in, reach the wrists away from one another. And you'll exhale, fold halfway forward. Take a breath in to step your right leg back. You'll be on a diagonal lunge. Exhale, release the hands down, straightening through your left leg and fold. Breathe in, bend the left knee. And on your exhale, come to a figure 4, downward facing dog. Try to send your left buttock up and back. And take about one more breath. You can bend your right knee quite a bit. And imagine the teacher is drawing both sides of your hips up and back. Okay, on your inhale, come to a regular plank. Both feet down, chest forward. Exhale, spin your heels to the right. You'll bend your both knees to the left. And then grab your right ribs and pull them underneath yourself. Take your inhale, sweep the left arm overhead. Good, now listen, draw your right foot a little bit closer to your hands. And you can see it's not much, just an inch or two. Then walk your hands back towards you. So you're flat on your left foot. You're on the ball of the right foot. Come into this perch at the back edge of your mat. Join your palms together at the center of the chest cleanly and lift tall, breathing in. When you exhale, lean forward, round your spine a little like a cat spine, and then hook your left elbow outside of your right leg. Good, you'll breathe in and lengthen your spine almost like you're coming into a low cobra spine. And exhale, revolve a little bit more. Take that once more, breathing in, lengthening. Exhale, your hips are uneven, it's okay, revolve, revolve, revolve. Good, you'll slowly undo the elbow from the leg. Walk your hands back forward. You'll be back in that revolved plank. Turn to regular plank, breathe in. And lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, float your arms out to the sides as you lift the chest and the legs. Exhale, the arms reach back behind you. This time, hooking thumbs, you'll breathe in, reach your wrists back, heart forward, spread your toes. And then plant your hands, keep your legs lifted, and come to any size back bend. As you exhale, tuck the toes, pass through a child's pose, and make your way back into down dog. You'll inhale, forward plank. High on the left fingertips, exhale, step the left foot to the thumb, lower the back knee. Hook the opposite thumb behind you as you breathe in and lift the chest. Grow taller in the spine as you exhale, twist left. Inhale, tip forward, right fingertips to the mat. Exhale, left arm alongside the left ear as you turn a little more. Breathe in, lower the left hand, step your right foot forward into a flat back. Exhale, fold into your thighs. Chair pose, press the palms, breathe in. Exhale, stand tall, pressing the palms even more. Lower your right hand down by the side, breathe in, get very long. And you'll exhale, forward fold halfway. Breathe in, step your left foot back, you'll be in a diagonal lunge. You have an exhale to lower the hands and straighten through your right leg to fold. Bend your right knee on your inhale. Exhale, come back into figure 4, downward facing dog. So the right ankle is crossed on top of the left thigh. Bend your left knee more than you think. And then draw the skin of your outer right hip further up and back than you think. One more. Push your hands forward and down. Okay, regular plank pose. Breathing in. Spin the heels to the left. As you exhale, you'll bend your knees off to the right. Inhale, grab your left ribs, draw them underneath you, right arm overhead. And then as you exhale, just move your left foot towards the front edge of your mat 2 inches. Then you'll walk your hands back and we'll meet at the perch again. Press your palms together and lift your chest up tall. When you exhale, you'll twist to your left, round your spine a little like a cat, and connect to the elbow outside of the leg. If that's too much for you, do the forearm instead. When you breathe in, unfurl the spine so it's as though you're coming into almost like a cow. Exhale, press your top hand into the bottom hand, revolve a bit more. One more, breathing in, pressing through both of your feet, and breathe out. On your inhale, you'll unravel the hands. Walk your hands back forward to our revolved plank, and then come to a regular plank pose. You'll lower your way down as you breathe out. Float the arms to the sides, the legs up, everything up except the pubic bone as you breathe in. Exhale, reach the arms behind you. Hook the opposite thumb on top, breathe in and reach your wrists back. Spread the palms and fingers. Then you'll lower the hands any size back bend, but try to keep your legs floating. Tuck your toes on your exhale and come back into downward facing dog. Last round, a little different. You'll breathe in, come forward to plank. High on the right fingertops. Exhale your right foot to the thumb. Inhale, keep the back knee lifted this time. Hook the thumbs, lift your arms up. And you'll exhale, twist to the right, open the arms wide. Inhale the left hand down under the left shoulder. And then you'll exhale, make your right arm longer as you sweep it alongside the right ear. Take an inhale, lower the hand, step your left foot forward to a flat back. Exhale, fold softly into your legs. Press the palms, chair pose, breathing in. Exhale, stand tall, straight arms. Inhale, float the left arm down. Exhale, hinge halfway forward. Right leg back as you breathe in, diagonal lunge. Exhale, release the hands down, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend your left knee. Figure 4 down dog as you exhale. Okay, now keep pulling your hips up and back. Keep your legs as they are. Walk your hands back towards your right foot at the back edge of your mat. Bend your right knee a lot and try to move your left knee away from your left armpit. You could stay in the forward fold or come up to chair with the ankle still crossed. You have 2 more breaths. Everyone on the last breath, come meet us in the ankle to knee chair pose. And then like you're sitting in a chair and crossing your legs, you'll slide your left knee on top of the right knee and hug your outer shins together like a preparation for eagle. And then you slide your left knee a little forward so that you can bring the top of your left foot onto the mat. Send your seat back. Try not to sickle your ankle. Hug the inner left ankle towards the right side of your mat. Try not to just crunch in your toes, but get as much surface area of the left foot onto the floor. Keep your legs like this. Plant your hands down and walk to a plank with the top of your left foot down, the ball of your right foot down, and squeeze the legs to the midline. Good, take another breath. Keep your feet like this, but you'll uncross them. So the left foot is now outside of your right foot, but you're still in the ball of the foot, and come to an upward facing dog. Yawn open the front of your left ankle as you yield it to the floor. Keep this configuration in the feet. Lift your hips up high into down dog. And again, try not to just superficially crunch the knuckles of the toes, but get the skin of the left front foot to open. One more breath. Lift way high on the ball of the right foot, hips high. And then you'll untuck your left toes, come back to a regular downward facing dog. Last side to go. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, high on your left fingertips and step the left foot forward. Hooking the thumbs, breathe into a high lunge. You'll exhale, get taller as you twist to the left. Inhale, resist your left wrist back as you plant the right hand down. Exhale, left arm overhead and turn a little more. Good. As you breathe in, lower the left hand, step your right foot forward, flat back. Exhale, fold. Chair pose on your inhale, pressing the palms. Exhale, straighten your legs, stand taller. Float the right arm down, breathe in. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold halfway forward. Breathe in, step your left foot quietly back, diagonal high lunge. Exhale to release the hands and straighten your right leg. Bend your right knee, breathe in. Figure 4 down dog as you breathe out. Bolster your right buttock up as you walk your hands back now to the left foot. Staying here, we have about 5 breaths all together. Or you can spend more time in the ankle to knee chair. Relax the jaw and the eyes. If you haven't yet, in the next breath, you'll meet us in chair pose with ankle to knee. Good, and then cross the right knee directly on top of the left. Hug your outer shins together, point the right foot, and bring the skin of the top of the foot to the mat. You probably need to slide your right knee forward, and then there's an added little bonus of the left knee sort of massaging your right calf. Send your seat back, reach the heart forward. Keep your legs like this, walk your hands forward. And then you'll be in a plank on the top of your right foot, but on the ball of the left foot. Squeeze your legs into the midline. Good, keeping the feet like this, come forward into an up dog variation. Push the floor away, squeeze the legs in. Good, then you'll uncross your feet and come back into downward facing dog, still with the top of the right foot down. And then you might be able to see, is your right ankle winging out to your right, hug it into the midline. Good, try to lift up way high on the ball of the left foot. It's almost like you're trying to drag your right foot forward in space. Okay, come back to regular down dog. And then take a couple of breaths to get to the top of the mat, walking or hopping. We'll meet in Uttanasana, forward fold. When you get there, just shake the head gently, yes, and a little bit no. Breathe in, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, press the palms, ignite the line of the arms. Exhale, come into mountain. Sweep the arms up, breathing in. Exhale, grow taller first as you forward fold. Breathe in, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, hop or step right and then left, chaturanga, or come to hands and knees, which I'm showing. Inhale, any size back bend, could always be cow. Exhale, either down dog or a child's pose. And then see if you can come back to the circuitry at the back of the skull, lighting up as you breathe in. Breathing out, grounding through the hands and feet. About 3 more breaths, and maybe you try the sit bones drawing towards the second toe mounds, but at the same time, sending your coccyx or your tail up and back. And neither one of these forces wins. They're both sort of equal in strength. 1 more breath. The next time you breathe in, prepare as you like to come forward. Use your exhale to hop or step right and then left. Smooth breath in, flat back. Exhale, bow the head, emptying the lungs. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, be very clear about the pressure of the hands as you come to mountain. Inhale, float your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, first reach up and then fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hop or step left and then right, Chaturanga or hands and knees. Breathe in to back bend. Exhale, Adho Mukha or child's pose. Two more. At the bottom of your next exhalation, you'll either hop or step left and then right to the top of the mat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and fold. Breathe in, lift the arms. Breathe out to mountain. So I'll give you about 2 more minutes. I'm not going to talk, but I'll do the sun salutations if you want to follow along. You could also take any movement you want. This is really yogi's choice for the next 2 minutes. You have about another minute. We're going to meet at the top of the mat when you're finished. Any pose of your choice when you land there. Meeting us at the top in about 3 breaths. We are going to have the option for a revolved crow later, so if you like to sort of release your wrists before weight bearing on them, you could stand on your palms, you could use a chair or blocks to just press the backs of the hands down onto. Giving you about 5 more breaths here. Maybe you prefer to just circle the wrists around slowly. Couple more breaths. Okay, and then you'll bring your feet quite close together. Lift the heels as you come down to sit on top of them. Okay, and then if this balance feels precarious for you, you might use your blocks underneath your hands. Otherwise, try walking your hands up the thighs and see if you can come upright as though there was a wall behind you, the back of your skull in line with the back of the sacrum. Take a breath in, and then you'll exhale, round your spine a little like we did before into a cat-like spine. You'll hook the elbow outside of your right leg as you twist right, and then pressing your top hand into the bottom hand, see if you can revolve a little bit more. And now notice if your left knee has jut way forward of your right knee, and try sliding the left kneecap in line with the right. So again, if you had the wall behind you, your left pelvic half would be as firm to the wall as the right side. Okay, stay in the twist. Land your hands far away from you. So your elbows will be straight. Hands will be about on the wood floor, or whatever floor you have outside of your mat. And then practice breathing and lifting your heels and hips high. And then exhale, just pour the weight into your fingertips. Maybe your outer right leg is pressing into the left sort of elbow, tricep area. You'll do that about twice more. Breathing in, lifting heels, lifting hips a bit. And then exhale, shift the weight forward into the fingertips. Maybe you find a little Uddiyana Bandha. Good, once more. Breathing in, lift the heels, lift the seat. And you'll exhale, shift the weight forward. And then you'll come back. Don't worry, we'll have time later to practice that more. So from your little perch, come up to stand. Bring your hands behind the head. Open the elbows wide. Now start to straighten the arms and back bend for a counter pose. So this is sort of Titanic-like, I guess. Reach through the thumbs so much that you feel the front of your deltoid, the front of the pec, all the way to the nipple line, extending and lengthening and widening from the thumbs to the nipples. Good, take one more breath. Try to pick up the back of the heart. Lift the low belly. Weight in the heels. Good, and then you'll look back forward. Softly fold over the legs, plant your fingertips, lift the heels high, and you'll come to the little perch. Either walking the hands up the legs or using blocks. Try to come upright in the spine. Use the pressure of the hands to sort of ground you. And then light up the back skull and the circuitry of the back of the sacrum and feel that they're sort of on the same line of longitude. All right, and then you'll start to tip forward in the chest, round your spine like a cat, and then you'll hook the right elbow outside the left leg, press the top hand to the bottom hand, use that to help you revolve, but you're also using the muscles of the sides of the waist. And then if you felt your right knee slide forward, do your best to slide it back. Right pelvic half draws back, right belly draws back. Okay, you're welcome to stay like this. Otherwise, with straight arms, you plant your hands wide, a little wider than your shoulders, outside of the left long side of your mat. Take a breath and try to lift the heels and seat, but stay in the twist. And then as you exhale with like chaturanga arms, you lean forward into the fingertips. Good, breathing and lift heels and hips, come back. And exhale, scooping the belly, shift your weight to the hands. Good, one more, breathing in. And exhale, shift. Good, you'll come back to the center. Good, straighten your legs as you come up to stand. Hands to the back of the skull first, and then pull your own elbows apart as you straighten the arms. Palms facing the floor. Slide your thumbs wider, and then back bend. So if you can imagine a line from your nipples to your thumbnails, make that line longer. Lift up the back of the heart, lift up your kidneys. 2 more breaths. Good, one more. Okay, and then you'll look straight back forward. On your inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, hop or step. You could take a vinyasa or just go right to down dog. When you breathe in, right leg up behind you. Exhale, step between your hands. Warrior two as you breathe in. Stay for your exhale. Peaceful warrior, right arm up, inhaling. Exhale, come all the way back through a low lunge to chaturanga or skip it. Hold plank or down dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog the next exhale. Left leg up on your inhalation, spread the toes. Exhale, step between your hands. Warrior two, breathing in. Land here as you breathe out. Peaceful warrior, inhale. Exhale through low lunge, right to chaturanga or skip it. Take a breath in, maybe a back bend. And exhale into down dog. We'll do it once more together. Breathe in, right leg up. Exhale, step between the hands. Warrior two, breathing in. Stay as you exhale. Peaceful, inhale. Exhale through low lunge, optional vinyasa. Take an inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step between the hands. Breathe in, Vira two, stay low in the hips. Pause for the exhale. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale through a low lunge vinyasa if you want. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. You have 2 more rounds if you want them, so that would be at that same pace. Otherwise, you could do it once more, a little slower, maybe holding about 3 breaths. Just know we're going to do one final sequence after this. You could also rest in child's pose or any shape you'd like. It's about 2 minutes. By 2 more rounds, I mean right and then left and right and then left. If you're staying with the flow. When you're finished, we're all going to meet either in dolphin, down dog, or child's pose. You have plenty of time. We still have about 7 or 8 breaths. Wherever you're choosing to land, maybe you close your eyes and send the breath right to the back of the skull. About 3 more breaths to land somewhere. Child's pose, down dog, or dolphin. Once you're there, we have 3 breaths there. Okay, just about 1 more breath. and meet us in downward facing dog if you're not already there. From your down dog, you'll hop or step your way forward to the top of the mat. If you're using blocks and you know you like them for warrior 3, you'll plant them on the highest height in front of your mat. And then take a breath in and come to chair pose with your palms pressing. And you'll exhale, straighten the legs, stand tall. Okay, so as you peel away your left hand, imagine your right hand is still pressing into it. Good, stay really long. Keep your arms like this. Imagine an energy sort of pulling the wrists away from one another. As you tip forward, you'll start to lift your right leg up and back behind you. Good, get really long. As much energy pulling your left wrist back as is pulling your right wrist forward. And then press your left arm into your outer left hip and sneak the hip over to the arm as well. Wrap your right hip point down and get even longer. Spread your toes. Good, take one more breath like this. You'll start to bend your left knee really slowly and land silently as you come into a revolved lunge. You'll just sweep your left arm back behind you. You're back in this T position. Push your left foot forward. Pull your right foot forward at the same time. And then revolve maybe a little bit more. Lean forward, either right hand to the floor under the shoulder as we did earlier, or you cross your right arm outside of your left leg. Use the pressure of the arm and the leg to help you revolve, but also remember to use the sides of the waist. Sweep your left arm alongside your left ear and keep bolstering your right hip up. Good, one more breath. Reach your left fingertips a little further. Good, you'll come right back up as we started with the twist, arms out to a T. Make your arms longer. Start to unwind them as you come into a warrior 2. This is just one breath. Okay, keep your left leg externally rotated as you straighten it, and then press your palms together overhead. Push your palms together firmly to straighten the elbows more, and maybe you lift the heart. Okay, imagine the left hand stays here. Press your right hand into something imaginary as you come into extended side angle. And then as you press the hand into whatever you're imagining, straighten the right arm more and reach through the waistline. Stay like this. You have 3 more breaths, or come to triangle pose. Wherever you are, remember what we did, grabbing the left ribs and drawing them underneath you. You can actually do it or just imagine it and see if you can roll the heart up towards the ceiling a little more. Okay, we'll meet in a low lunge. Good, and then you'll step your left leg back and you'll be in plank pose. Come to side plank on your left hand, left foot. Step your right foot halfway down so you're in supported side plank. Take your own left ribs, draw them underneath yourself. Sweep the right arm overhead. Push into your right foot so much that you can step your left foot forward to meet it. So now you're in this kind of little perch that we had visited a couple times. Make your right waistline longer. Reach, 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 reach. As you hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh, up as high as you can near the outer hip. But the hands land far away from you. You can see I have like more than a foot distance between my hand and my feet. Plant your left hand out so that it's a little wider than your left shoulder. Lift your heels up and see if you can shift your weight forward. Maybe you pluck up the right pinky toe and then the left foot is sort of magnetized up to it. Good, try to keep your shoulders level. And then you can play here. Some of you might straighten the legs. If you prefer, you could stay in Malasana, or you could do a regular crow. So I'll give you about 5 more breaths to play as you'd like. When you are finished, Meet us lying down on your belly. So you'll transition through a plank, maybe knees down, and then all the way down onto the belly. And then once you get there, let everything sink down, yield down with gravity, even the heart organ, the contents of the belly, the brain, the bones. Okay, and then you'll float the arms out to the sides and back bend. Think of this as a counter pose for that very condensed, contracted side crow you just did. Turn your palms to face the back of you, so they're facing towards the back of your mat, thumbs down, and then reach the arms as you come into the back bend. It's the same back bend we did standing. Try to widen through your thumbs. Feel the stretch all the way to the nipple line. Keep the back of the neck soft. You could stay like this. Some of you might want to grab onto your ankles and come into a variation of Dhanurasana. It felt really good to me, again, as a counter pose to side crow. You might rock and roll a little forward and back. It's just 2 more breaths. Pubic bone heavy. Kidneys full. Good. Wherever you are, lower your forehead down and see if you can grab onto your feet and just draw the heels towards your sit bones, narrowing the knees. And then you'll release the legs back, plant your hands, and we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. From your down dog, you'll either hop or step your feet to the top of the mat. Last side to go, chair pose, bend the knees, press the palms. Exhale, straighten the legs, float the right arm down. Good, get really tall and long. You'll hinge forward and you'll reach your left leg back behind you, warrior 3 variation. Press your right arm into your outer right hip and vice versa. Reach your wrists away from one another. Can you wag the tip of your tail a little more towards your left heel? Good, taking just about 2 more breaths. Stay with it and get longer in the front spine. 1 more. Bend your right knee a lot and land softly in our revolved high lunge, arms out to a T. And then choose your twist, either left hand under the shoulder on the mat, or you'll hook your left tricep outside of your right thigh. Press leg to arm, arm to leg, and use the waist to turn. Maybe you sweep the right arm alongside your right ear. Reach your left heel away from the right wrist and vice versa. Even here, imagine the right hand pressing into the left hand to make the arm longer. 1 more breath. Good, and then push through your feet. Come right back up the way you started, arms wide. Make your arms longer, unravel them into warrior 2. 1 breath. Straighten the right leg, press the palms. Lift up the right hip, lift up the chest. And then extended side angle. Maybe stay here or the last 3 breaths in triangle. Light up the back of the skull and sacrum with breath. See that they're on the same line. Low lunge to the right foot. Step to plank pose. Side plank on the right hand, right foot, and then you'll step your left foot halfway forward on your mat. Grab your right ribs, draw them underneath you. Left arm overhead. Press into your left foot so much that you can just step your right foot next to your left in the perch. Good, now make your left waistline longer and longer and longer as you revolve. And then your right hand will go quite wide. And then play, lifting the heels and the seat to prepare. Maybe on the exhale, you transition to your side crow. So I'm going to give you about 5 more breaths. Take your time. We'll all meet back on the belly once again. Once you're there, you'll rest your forehead on your hands. Let your legs be really soft and just sort of wiggle the hips a little side to side. And take big breaths into the low back. Swell your kidneys with each breath in. Okay, and then last time, you'll reach your arms out to the sides, float them up. The palms will face behind you, thumbs point down. Wing the arms back. Try to open up the chest. The thumb side of the hand longer than the pinky side for now. And then maybe you grab onto the ankles, push the feet away from you. 3-ish more breaths. Try to heavy the thighs down and then lower the forehead. Maybe you keep hold of the feet. Draw your heels towards your seat. Feel the fronts of your ankles open wide. Then you'll release the legs back behind you. Okay, so you have options here. I'm going to do a pec stretch with you, the kind of classic Kula pec stretch. You could also take an inversion. So this will be about 3 minutes altogether. You could do a little bit of each. Just know that I'm going to be sticking with the pec stretch. You're welcome to forearm stand, handstand, whatever inversion practice you'd like, legs up the wall included. For the pec stretch, you'll open your arms out to the sides and then move them forward a little bit towards the wall in front of you. Okay, then anchor down really well through your right thumb. Push the floor away. As you do, imagine it lights up the whole line of the arm. Then you'll plant your left hand outside your left chest and then roll over onto the right side and crawl your right fingertips away from you as you go. Press down more through the thumb side than you think. And experiment. So for some people, they think they can't feel anything here, but if you move your arm a little bit forward or back or a little further away and play with the pressure in your hand, you'll probably feel something around your right chest. And then lately I've been liking bending my knees up towards my chest. I think I first learned this from Erin Dudley, a wonderful teacher. Roll the right shoulder head away from the floor and get wider from your right elbow to your right nipple. And then you might take your left hand under your right rib basket, I'm showing here, and just draw your own right ribs more underneath you. I also like to roll on the skull and sort of look up towards the ceiling. 2 more breaths. One more. Okay, and then re-straighten the legs if they're bent. Before we roll onto the belly, slide your right arm underneath your right ear Interlace your hands, flip the palms, Bhajangulyasana, and you'll push the heels of the feet away from you as you push the heels of the hands away, and drag your left heel beyond your right heel. So you're getting super long. Your right rib cage might float up off the floor a bit. Good, and then reach, reach, reach. I also like to float my right ear off my right arm. Reach even more, one more breath. Back of skull in line with back of sacrum. Okay, and then you'll release your hands and gradually make your way back onto the belly. Arms out to the side. And again, a little bit forward. If you're not sure, you can look up here. So they're not in line with my shoulders or behind them. They're a little bit forward. And then press through the thumb side of the hand. Scooch the left hand further away from you as you plant the right fingertips by your chest and roll over onto the left side. Keep walking the left shoulder, head, and thumb away from the trunk. And then experimenting on your own, seeing what happens if you bend or straighten the elbow, etc. And then again, I like the variation with my knees bent and tight. And then you might take your right hand, grab under your left ribs, and pull them forward, inch them forward on your mat. Maybe rolling on the skull to look up towards the ceiling. Soften your tongue and your jaw. If you've been in an inversion this whole time, make your way to your counter pose in the next couple of breaths. Two more breaths on this side for the pec stretch. And then you'll straighten through both of your legs, slide your left arm underneath the left ear, interlace the hands, and then flip your palms and push the heels and hands away from you. Right heel reaching longer than the left. Try not to back bend. Couple more breaths. Ignite the lines of the legs and the arms. Okay, and then you'll release your hands and we'll lie down on the back this time. So you can just roll over. If you have your rolled up blanket, just have that right nearby. And if you have blocks, you might want them. So bend your knees and lift your hips up off of the mat. And then lift your heels up and maybe draw your elbows so close together that you can prop your pelvis up on your hands. So this is sort of option 1. Option 2 might be to put the blocks instead underneath your sacrum. You could also do this without the hands under the sacrum, just leave them on the mat and lift your heels up. Take about 2 more breaths. If you have your hands here especially, press your triceps down into the floor. And again, inflate the kidneys with each breath. If you have your hands there, lift the hips up a little higher, release your hands by your sides, and then you'll slowly lower down. Land the heels, take a breath, and exhale. Okay, and then you'll breathe in and lift the hips up again. So I'm going to show with the blocks this time. You could do it with the hands that we just had before. So I like 2 blocks on the lowest height right underneath my sacrum. Heels lifted. And then you'll grab your left foot, so the knee goes up to the ceiling and you'll draw the heel towards the seat. And then see if you can get as much surface area of the top of the left foot down on the mat, outside of your block. And again, this can all be done, I'll show, with the hands underneath the pelvis as well, right heel high. Good, push down through the top of your left foot. Some of you might find it interesting to lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe you flex the foot. You could also hug the right knee in towards you, let it open out to the side. I like to press the palm of my left hand into my left heel and sort of like I'm pushing the heel away from me, to find a little more length in my lower back. Just about one more breath, hugging the left knee towards the midline gently. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. So you'll just step the left foot forward, either again staying in regular half wheel, or you'll take now the right heel to the right seat, knee up to the ceiling to start. And then draw your right foot back outside of the blocks. Top of the foot down, hugging the inner right ankle to the midline, right knee to the midline. Like we did pressing the palms together to ignite the line of the arms, press the top of the right foot down and see if that wakes up the right leg a bit. Stay like this, or you'll lift the left leg up. And maybe playing with bending the knee, letting it drop out to the side in your mount. Just a couple more breaths. Maybe right palm to right heel to energetically push the heel away. And you'll bring both feet flat in front of you and move your blocks out to the sides. Good. So we're coming to Shavasana. You have about a minute if there's anything you wanted before Shavasana. And I'll just show this setup. Again, you still have a minute before we arrive, but just so you know, if you are using this little rolled up towel, I liked it on my mat going horizontally. You could also do it long ways under the spine. If you're doing it horizontally, it basically goes right underneath the shoulder blades. You try to catch the tips of the bottom tips of the shoulder blades as you roll back, and this would be kind of like a supported fish Shavasana. To me, it feels really good to do this, but with a block or a pillow underneath my head. So give yourselves another 8 or so breaths wherever you are, and then meet us in Shavasana. Landing in your Shavasana, if you're not there yet, release the tongue, the jaw, the belly. If you have time and you can stay in Shavasana longer, then stay and ignore my voice. Otherwise, you'll start to deepen the breath just a bit. If you have the towel going horizontally underneath you, you might try bending your elbows out to the sides, propping them up onto the towel on either side of you, and then resting your hands lightly on the chest. And then take a couple of breaths so that you feel the breath starting in the belly, but then rising up right underneath your fingertips near the collarbones. And then exhale, empty the lungs out completely. Another breath like that, inhaling belly, the whole rib basket, and up to the chest and upper back. Then you'll exhale softly. Do one more like that and you'll choose to either stay on your back or to roll over and make your way up to a seat very gradually. Wherever you land for our Om, bring your palms together at the center of the chest, but this time with a very, very light pressure. Light, but still clear. And one Om all together to close, breathing in. May all beings be at peace and be free, and may our actions contribute to the peace and the freedom of others, no exceptions. Thank you very much.